with Telugu?
I can completely understand Telugu andi, kani maatladaniki koncham time padutundi ante.
So, what was your feeling after a great success?
It just gives me more confidence on my selection of scripts and whatnot, and what because it's very important as an actor when a director narrates the script, you can't always be sure that it's going to work out. But with Rahul, I knew that there was something really interesting in it. Apart from my part, all the humor worked, so it's very exciting. So I watched the film twice again in the theater with my friends. So this first time was really tense and I couldn't laugh. But the second time I was laughing at the jokes, and I could see the theater roar. So it's fantastic.
So your role is prominent to the subject.
Yes.
But not for you. Okay.
What do you mean?
Your role is not up to the mark. It's a small role, but it's strength to the subject.
Yes.
So, what is the main key factor accepting this role?
I think it's the layering of the character. A lot of what we shot couldn't actually make it into the film, but it's the layering and how important the character was to the film, and how much I would have to perform differently from how I am as a person for the script. So that's what made me accept it. And of course how much research Rahul had done into astral projection and things like that. So yes.
Are you away from the female lead roles? Because you did a small role in Mahavali and coming to this, you are not pairing opposite the main thing. Are you looking for important crucial characters, or?
I am looking for important, very crucial characters, and actually Taxiwala was shot 2 years ago. My last release was Vijay, which was again, I'm of course looking for main leads, and Mahanati, I just wanted to be part of something like Savthi Garu's biopic. So, and this, I feel, if he hadn't put that whole idea, that whole character of mine, that's the essence of the film. So to me it's very important, and I'm not away from female lead roles as long as I have something to do in it, acting wise.
For this role, they approached many actresses for this role also. Taxiwala. What makes you do it?
What made me do it? Same like I answered him, Andy. It's the character, it's how important. So if you take the whole scene, if you take the whole script, you take my character out of it, it's not interesting anymore. It's funny, it's all of that, but the soul of the film is that character, is Sisira, and is the fact that you feel sorry for Sisira. So yes.
Do you think that it helps your career?
Right now I am thinking about, maybe it actually doesn't help my career in terms of becoming the next top Telugu heroine, but as an actor I have grown. So that's what matters to me.
Because Mahanati also, though you signed this film 2 years back,
Yes.
Mahanati released recently.
Yes.
So this film followed by it.
Yes.
So people assume that you are doing only cameos in few films.
I understand what you're saying. I understand. I understand how that was a risky step, but the thing is, the actor in me wanted to accept Mahanati. The actor in me wanted me to accept Taxiwala, which is why I did it. So I don't feel guilty. And tomorrow, if there is a director, if there is a filmmaker who wants an actor, they will look at the film and they will probably want me. So that's all that matters.
What kind of roles looking for you?
Anything that involves acting, Andy. A character which has a couple of layers, a character which you will take back. You watch the film, you take back Sisira with you. You'd watch another film, and that's what matters. Something that you'll remember, something where I have to perform as an actor, which challenges me. And I understand that every film that I do need not be a challenge, but some of it has to be.
Do you think after you really get a role like that in recent?
Oh yes, that's true. I mean, Yavade was, I often think about wanting to do another Yavade, but you know, we only have one Nagashwan in the industry. So Yavade is going to be one of my most favorite films. It is to date, and the amount of writing that he had to do, the amount of thinking, research, and the spontaneity that Anandi had, none of the characters I did after that will ever have. So yes.
You are part of two successful films, but still you are not getting roles. Why? What is the reason?
Honestly, I think the kind of roles that I reject the kind of roles that I don't want to do put me in a very, very small niche, which I have to struggle with. I was thinking about this yesterday. It becomes very hard to understand because my manager is right now trying to plot my career, trying to understand my graph and what I want to do, but I'm not doing projects left, right and center. But I think if I put myself a little bit out there, it will help in terms of doing projects which will also be important in my career apart from as an actor, as a heroine. And so I'm trying to find my middle ground, but not deviate too much from how I am.
What roles you want to do?
Like, you want me to specify because you guys will asking me that.
Because you are not maybe into the commercial.
Yes, I don't mind a commercial success. Like, what do I say? I think we can make films where, see, a lot of commercial films have the male leads with a lot of layering. And it's very important. Like, let's talk about Arjun Reddy. There's so much that Vijay had to do, but the story was of Arjun Reddy, and there was very little for the girl to do. So what about from the girl's perspective? So why can't we write something like that? And that will obviously be a commercial hit because it has a lot of other things, you know. So I'm just waiting for the right things, and meanwhile I will do things which maybe is not like 100% what I want to do.
90% of the scripts are dealt with male perspective.
Yes.
Like you said.
Yes.
But if you want to sustain as a hero, you should do some commercial. Do you think that?
There has to be a balance, and it has to be a balance between what I want and what is wanted of me from the career, but what is wanted of me from the industry. So as long as I don't deviate too much from myself, it will be easier for me. Or else I'm going to feel bad about what I'm watching on screen. I'm going to feel like I'm not doing justice to myself. At the end of the day, I have to go back and sleep, you know, have a clear conscience and not feel like I'm doing this for somebody else.
So you said no to a lot of commercial films, right?
Yes, I did.
Future also you said?
It depends if I like the character. It doesn't have to be something very intense, but if there is layering, if there is enough screen presence, if there is enough, what do I say, importance, if you take the character out of the film, if the film doesn't sustain, then I will do it.
Since you lost so much weight because film Vijayata, we have seen.
Because, I'm sorry?
No, Vijayata film and this film was also.
Yes.
When compared to now, you lost I think so much weight.
Yes, I have. So I'm also understanding that to be in showbiz, it's important that you look a certain way. So I am ready to commit, I am ready to, what do I say, maintain and whatnot. So this is just basic health things that I can follow. So, of course.
Maybe that is also part
yes, of course, it's very important. I understand that like when you're overweight, you won't get a lot of roles, and I'm absolutely not denying that. And so I'm hoping that me losing weight, me having a more, what do I say, malleable face and malleable body will help me get more characters and fit into more roles.
Me Too movement is going on. Whatever your opinion, I have faced personally that kind of incidents.
Have I mean, harassment of the female gender is there like across the board in every industry, and doesn't even have to be only Tollywood, I understand. But I think it's very important that conversations like this are being started. I feel it's a little too late. Personally, I haven't experienced anything that can be characterized as sexual harassment or any of that, which I am lucky for because of the background that I have, because of the family that I came from, because of the fact that my parents protected me from the beginning. I started really early in the industry, and then I had my managers to look after me, and I'm very closed off, so none of those approaches were directed at me. But there is a day-to-day, what do I say, discrimination against women that happens in the industry, and that doesn't make Tollywood bad, or that doesn't make it any worse than other industries. It's there, but the fact that we have to acknowledge it and change it is important.
You still studying?
Yes, I'm studying. Yes, go to college at Francis, Begumpet.
How is it?
It's fantastic. I mean, I've made some really good friends, but apart from that, people recognize me, so it's not that great because I like to keep my private and public life separate.
You are regular or
I hope my teachers are not watching this, but I am absent quite often, but also represent the school in sports, so that works. So I have to do a couple of things to then be able to get leave and work for films. But I like to study, so I try and attend all classes that I can.
So you are studying well?
Yes, I do study well. It's very important to me, academics.
What are you studying?
I'm studying history, literature and political science. This is undergrad.
Nowadays, the generation is opting engineering, doctor, others. Why are you choosing?
So this is a long story. So I took science in my 11th and 12th. I was wanting to write, clear the IITs and become a pilot. But things change, I'm a creative soul. I like to paint and do everything. So I realized that this course, these subjects will help me think, will help me expand my knowledge and also contribute to my writing. I like to write too, writing and painting and things like that.
Which year you are studying now? Final year, second year?
Second year.
Apart from acting, what are your hobbies?
I love to paint, Andy. I think I'm fairly good at it. So that's something that's very important to me. I like to write. So I want to understand if I want to write someday, maybe for films. And so,
Are you interested in directing? Script writing?
of course, script writing much more than directing, because I don't know if I have the patience, or because I'm a perfectionist, so you can't do that. But direction is really, really hard. I mean, acting you can do, but I don't know. But someday, if I'm able to direct, that'll be like the completion of my creative satisfaction. So yeah.
Which kind of scripts you like to write?
Huh?
From girls' perspective, sure.
Oh yes, of course, of course. Why not?
So who is the favorite star?
Favorite star? I mean, this is a little biased, but Vijay, because also because I know him personally, and I've done 5 Telugu films, and he's been part of 3, and I've seen him. I've seen him be the same person, and things around him are changing, people around him are changing, but Vijay is still the same. But he's a lot more sorted now, so that's great.
What are the positive and negative things in Vijay?
Negative, I don't think that, I mean, I'm not going to say the negative things, but positive, I feel like he's always had a very level-headedness. Things have changed from Vijay Subramaniam or to before that. I remember him telling me that he didn't want to act, that he was probably going into direction, and this was if Yavade didn't work. And then Yavade worked, and then he did Pelli Chooplu, then Arjun Reddy happened, but he still has the same calm in him. He doesn't, a lot of it affects him, but I feel like he's churning out only what's important, and he's sorted and he knows, and there are things that he does which are very, how do I say it, they're very planned, and so yeah, I think he's doing well.
Did you observe, is there any change in you after becoming an actor?
Is there any change in me after?
Becoming an actress?
Of course, but then again, I was a not actor when I was 14. So from 14 to 20, you anyways change. But after being an actor, I feel like there's a lot more, what do I say, self-confidence that you get. You believe in yourself a lot more, and so there are other things too. I mean, sometimes it gets to your head, and sometimes you're not able to accept other people's opinion. So that's there too.
What is the repeated question your friends ask in your class?
What are the they ask me.
They know that you are in class.
Yes, they do. Of course they do. What are the questions that they ask me in terms of?
When they know that you are an actress, what is the question?
That they keep asking me. So
Are they request?
sometimes it's mostly about Vijay only. So oh my God, you acted with Vijay Devarakonda. How is he as a person? But apart from that, they ask me when I'm going to do the next film. So that's when I realized that there's a lot of love that I get. There's a lot of respect that I get for the roles that I do, and the scripts that I'm choosing. So yes, which is why I'd like to continue this.
What, any new projects?
No, none. Haven't signed any yet.
Tamil,
there is a project coming up, but it's still under the wraps, so I can't talk about it.